Just as it's crucial to secure the windows and doors in a home, it's equally important to implement security measures on a network. A robust, high-tech lock for network security is the Remote Authentication Dial-In User Service, Radius. Once Radius authentication is established on your switch, it requires users to verify their identity with the correct credentials before they're allowed onto the network. Embracing the motto, better safe than sorry, many people install security cameras around their homes. Why not apply a second layer of protection to your network too? Enter Duo Proxy. Duo adds an extra security feature that mandates users to confirm their identity in more than one way. This is known as two-factor authentication. That way, even if someone possesses a password, the first key, they still need to present a second form of identification. In this first of a two-part episode of Cisco Tech Talk, I'll demonstrate how to configure a Catalyst 1200 or 1300 switch to use Radius authentication with a Duo Proxy. Next. Here's an overview of the process. When a user tries to access the switch via the web user interface's login page, the request is first sent to the Duo Authentication proxy server at IP address 172.16.1.119 using port 1840. In this setup, I also have a Radius server at the same IP, utilizing port 1812. After Radius authenticates the user, the request is then sent to Duo, passing through the firewall. An automatic push notification or phone call is then initiated to the user's device over the internet. Once the user accepts this push, the response is relayed back to the Duo Authentication proxy server and then to the switch, where access is finally granted. Now I'll move on to the configurations. Although Cisco does not officially endorse any specific Radius server setup, I'll be using the Ubuntu 22.04 Radius server today. Within the clients.conf file, you'll find the client DuoAuth with the IP address 172.16.1.119 and a predefined secret key. In the user file, an admin user account has been established. It comes with a simple password. The service type is designated as an administrative user. The default port is set to 1812. Below, you'll find the setup instructions for installing the Duo Authentication proxy. It states that, on the switch, it's important to adjust the timeout for the Radius client to 30 seconds and the number of retries to 3. This ensures sufficient time for the Duo push to reach the user's phone and for access to be authorized. You should note that the Radius client keystring will not match that of the Radius itself. Instead, it will correspond with the authproxy.cfg file used by the Duo proxy. On the switch, the authentication port will match the auto port of the Duo Radius server, which in this case is 1840. For setup, you'll also need to access the Duo admin webpage. Under the Applications menu, select the Protect an Application option. In this instance, I've used a Unix application. Within the Users section, select Add User to establish an admin account. Afterward, by clicking on the username, you can add a phone number for the Duo push. This will be shown later. In the Duo proxy configuration, within the authproxy.cfg file, I configured the Radius client and the Radius server to Auto. I also removed the Add client. The debug is set to True for logging purposes. For the Radius client, the IP address and secret are configured to correspond with the Radius server, and Pass-Through All is set to True. This pass-through is crucial for these and Cisco Business 350 switches, as it allows the Radius server to be proxied back through Duo to the client attempting to log in. For the Radius server auto, the I key, S key, and API hostname are determined in the Duo admin portal. They can be found by selecting an application under the Protect an Application option, where you can then copy and paste the required information. For Radius IP1, the address is set to 172.16.1.129, the IP address of the switch. The radius secret 1 is set, and the port is set as 1840. Now that you've seen the overview and details of the configuration process, click the link in the description for part 2, where you will configure the Catalyst switch. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.